Don Winslow of the Navy. The Scorpion's plan to take over the United States leads Don and Red into daredevil marine action. The Scorpion shows his hand. But the escape of Don and Red has not gone unnoticed by the Scorpion.
I completely forgot about that special door. It saved the lives of my two worst enemies. Lower one of those boats and pick up Winslow and Pennington before they get away.
Okay, Chief.
There's a lifeboat coming after us, Don.
The Scorpion must have seen us escape. Try and speed it up.
But the tired Don and Red are no match for the well-manned lifeboat.
The fools can go no farther. We have them now.
I can't swim another stroke, Don. I'm too tired.
Head back to the ship. Say, Chief, I think we ought to drown these guys now. We're going to kill them anyway.
I do the thinking around here, Slippery Fox. You do as I say. Bring them aboard.
As Red and Don recover...
How nice of you to escape. You will work right into my plans.
I think you're talking through your hat. You don't have any plans.
Goaded on by Winslow, the Scorpion shows his hand.
Don't I? With the ship, I will soon take over your marine-held Marijuana Island in the Pacific. With that as a base, one by one, your islands and ships will fall into my hands. I'll recruit more men from the criminals of the world, and then it's just a matter of time before I take over the United States. Throw them into the hole until we need them.
But I don't see how we can use Winslow.
Naturally you don't. You don't have the cunning brain of the Scorpion. Here's how we use them.
In the hold...
Marijuana Island, Don. The Scorpion certainly discovered a weak spot. There's only a handful of Marines there, and several ships in dry dock.
It's all my fault. What a spot I put the Admiral in now.
Several days later, as the cruiser approaches Marijuana Island...
Here are the 2 Marine uniforms you wanted.
Good. Put them on Winslow and Pennington and bring them on deck.
The Scorpion wants you on deck.
I'd like to see the Scorpion below water.
Put these Marine uniforms on and do as you're told. I've got an itchy trigger finger.
Why, I'll...
Take it easy, Red.
That's using your head, Winslow.
I'm gonna put some rough edges on that Slippery Fox before this trip is over.
Stow that fire, son. We might need it when we go topside.
On deck...
Since you 2 men have volunteered to play the lead in our little show, I'd better explain how we intend to take over the Marijuana Islands. We have already radioed the Marines that their famous heroes, Winslow and Pennington, are aboard. Sick and they must be taken ashore. The Marines will recognize you, so naturally they will not expect a surprise attack from the crew carrying you ashore in these stretchers. They should have no trouble taking over the radio station on the island. With the radio station captured, the neighboring islands cannot be warned. Also, in case there is any attempt at resistance, my men can radio us where to direct our fire. It's as simple as ABC.
You forgot D for Don Winslow. Head for the radio room, Red. We've got to warn the Marines.
They mustn't reach the radio room.
We'll never get through that stream of bullets.
Let's get below. There's only one way we can stop the Scorpion, but it will cost us our lives. Are you game, Red?
Of course, Don. There's too much at stake.
If I remember the layout of this ship correctly, the ammunition room should be up ahead.
I get it. We'll blow up the ship and the Scorpion and his crew will go up with us.
In the ammunitions room, Red is about to blow up the powder kegs.
Here goes, Don.
Hold that match, Red. That acetylene torch gives me an idea. It's the Scorpion's ship. Maybe we'll let him go down with it alone. Make a thin trail of gunpowder on the floor to the powder keg, while I cut a hole in the side of the ship. And move fast before the Scorpion finds out where we are.
This is a good idea, Don. By the time the fire reaches the powder kegs, we'll be able to get a safe distance from the ship.
His life in the balance, Don cuts through the bulkhead with unbelievable speed.
In case we get separated, head for the island, and I'll meet you there.
But as Don is about to apply the acetylene torch to the powder...
So there you are.
Don is taken by surprise.
Your meddling days are over.
So are yours if I get my hands on that torch. I may not be able to make it myself, but I've got to give Red time enough to get away and warn the Marines.
I can kick as well as you can punch, Winslow. You always were hot-headed. Now you've got a reason.
But lightning action saves Don.
When I said you burned me up, I didn't mean for you to take me so literally.
Oof, there goes the torch. The ship will go up any second. I'm getting out of here.
You're not getting away from me this time. There goes your plan, and I'm going to put you someplace where you won't ever be able to plan again.
But at that moment, later,
Where am I?
You're on Mariwala Island, and thanks to you, the Marines still are in possession.
But when did I get here? And what happened to the Scorpion?
There's your ship. The papers have all been transferred, and you'll have clear sailing.
There was no sign of the Scorpion. He probably drowned.
back in the States.
I'm sorry we had to blow up the ship to solve this case.
It was well worth it, Don, since the Scorpion went down with it.
But is the Scorpion gone? Let's take a look somewhere in the Pacific.
Winslow, I'll get you for this.
Let's watch for the Scorpion in future issues of Don Winslow.